Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, and I'm here to present the difference between basically the definitions of robbery, theft, extortion, dacoity, and also the difference between what is the difference between theft, robbery, dacoity, and extortion. So I'll be sharing my screen so you can see. So we are starting with the introduction part. What is theft, extortion, robbery, and dacoity? These are the offenses in criminal law affecting the property of a person, defined in section 378 to 402 in a Indian Penal Code. On a prima facie basis, they seems to be a very much similar to each others, but on a closure look, it may be found that they are slightly different. The difference between is one from another. Hence, the present article is present session is focused upon the difference between these fours, which seems to be seen similars. Each of these offences is distinguished from another on the basis of small pivotal differences. So, starting with the theft. Theft is defined in Section 378 of IPC. The essential ingredients of the offences of theft is well explained by the Supreme Court in K.N. Mehra versus State of Rajasthan, where the Supreme Court held that proof of intention to cause permanent deprivation of property to the owner or to obtain in personal gain is not necessary for the purpose of establishing dishonest intention. The court also analyzes the offences of theft under section 378, consisting the absence of the person consent at the time of moving and the presence of dishonest intention in so taking, and that at the time are the essential ingredients of the offenses of the theft. So the main right of the individual that is sought to be protected under section 378 and 379 is undoubtful his rights of possession of the movable. Now, it is essential that theft may be committed only of movable property as against extortion, robbery, dacoity. Movable property may include animal, fish, human corpses, electricity, water, cattle, etc. However, in case of wild animal or fairer nature, there can be no absolute property, but when killed upon the soil, they become the absolute property of the owner of the soil. So similarly, fish in running water such as river and canals and in the lakes and seas are fair in nature and cannot be subject to the theft. So also fish in open irrigation tanks or in tanks not enclosed on all sides. The general rule with the respect to human corpses is that there can be no licensee with regards to a corpse, but anatomical remains alike could be personal property and hence capable of theft. So this is the definitions of the theft under section 378. Now moving forward to the extortion. Extortion also defined in 383 as appropriations of property by coercion. So the basic and the essential elements of extortion are: the first one is intentionally putting a person in fear of injury. Sorry guys. And also the purpose of which is to dishonesty induce the person, put in fear and extort him. The third one is to deliver property or a valuable security. The basically the introduction part and the ingredients are specifically defined in the case Ramesh Chandra Arora versus State. In this case, the accused had written letter to one ex enclosing photograph of his daughter in the nude and demanded lots of money from the ex and threatened ex that the would circulate them to a relative and all over in the world of X, relative of X, and all over in the society. If the money was not paid, he was convicted for extortion and criminal intimidation. So in this case, the extortions define very clearly. Now moving forward to the robbery. So robbery defined in section 390, and it says in all robbery there is either theft or extortion. And the main point of the robbery is not done with only one person. It involves involves 4 to 5 people to robbery. So there is either theft or extortion, and goes on to define when theft is robbery and when extortion is robbery. Thus, theft become a robbery when the following two additional conditions are satisfied. When these conditions, which I am trying to say, like when someone voluntarily causes or attempt to cause, like death, hurt, or wrongful restraints, and the second one is fear, instant death. If these things are involved, then a theft become a robbery. Also, in order to of theft, or committing theft, or carrying away or attempting to carry away property obtained by theft, it is also involved in it is also consists that theft become a robbery. So an extortion become a robbery when uh, when the extortion become a robbery. So when a person commits extortion by putting another person in fear or instant death, hurt, wrongful restraint, and such person induce the person put in such fear to deliver the property then and there. So if these things involve, always extortion become robbery. So in this robbery, section 390s, the theft is also become robbery and the extortion is also become robbery. And um and in the case Sikandar versus State 1984, the accused attacked by victim um, by knife many times and succeeded in acquiring the earrings and key from her salwar. He was held guilty of robbery. Thus, robbery is aggregated form of theft or extortion. So it is different from theft and extortion, as theft, extortion, and robbery are both different things. But as I discuss so many points, that why extortion become robbery and why robbery become theft. So if these conditions involve, then always robbery is aggregated form of theft or extortion. And also, if there is the element of instant harm is involved in the robbery, which is not ingredients or simple theft of extortion. So these are the points which I have discussed. Now moving forward to the dacoity. So dacoity, the essential elements, ingredients of the dacoity are 5 or more person must be involved, and such act must be robbery or attempt to commit robbery. As I told you before, that robbery involves 4 to 5 peoples, and also dacoity involves 4 to 5 peoples or more people. So the 5 people also must consist of those who themselves commit or attempt to commit robbery, or having an intention to commit robbery, who are present and aid the principal actor in the commission or attempt of such robbery. So these are the basic introductions and essential elements about robbery, theft, extortion, and dacoity. Now I would be like to discuss you guys about the difference between, what are the difference between in these four terms. So therefore we may distinguish between theft, extortion, robbery on the basis of their definition and the essential elements provided in the IPC. So, in case of theft, movable property is taken away without the owner consent. In case of extortion, consent of the person is obtained wrongfully, hurtfully, or intentionally. In case of robbery, the offender takes property without consent. So robbery being aggravated form of theft, extortion, and in case of dacoity also there is no consent or it is obtained wrongfully. So the basic difference is like रॉबरी जो है वो एक्सटॉर्शन और थेफ्ट का ही पार्ट है, क्योंकि अगर हम रॉबरी करेंगे तो उसमें एक्सटॉर्शन इन्वॉल्व होगा। एक्सटॉर्शन कैसे इन्वॉल्व हो सकता है? एक्सटॉर्शन हम किसी को भी पैसे की डिमांड कर रहे हैं रॉन्गफुली, उसे धमका कर, इंटेंशनली करके। और थेफ्ट में हम विदाउट एनी परमिशन हम किसी भी पर्सन की चीज़ को चोरी कर रहे हैं। तो ये एक्सटॉर्शन और थेफ्ट जो पार्ट है वो रॉबरी का ही पार्ट है। प्लस रॉबरी में क्या होता है, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये होती है कि 4 to 5 people ऑलवेज इन्वॉल्व, एंड वो सेम goes to the dacoity also. So there is a no delivery of the property by the victim in theft, whereas there is a delivery in extortion, and in case of robbery or dacoity, there is no delivery of theft occur during the course of robbery or dacoity. So now I would be conclude my session by saying punishment of these all four terms. So punishment for theft is imprisonment or of either description of for a term may extended to 3 years or with a fine, with both in section 379. So punishment for extortion involved in section 384, and the punishment for robbery, which is rigorous imprisonment for a term which may be extended to 10 years, is involved in section 392, and section 395 of IPC involved the punishment for dacoity. So I would conclude my session, and if you guys have any question related to this topic or the previous topics I have discussed, please comment down your question, or you can visit our website, visit our Instagram page, Facebook page, LinkedIn profile. We can help you as well. Thank you so much, guys.